Well, I finally got my engine back from the machine shop for my Toyota Tercel. This is the block that came out of my car, so I'm assuming it's the original engine for the car. Originally, I bought another engine with intentions to rebuild the other engine, do like a 20 over kit so I could keep my car running. Well, that didn't go as planned. Turns out the other engine block was in worse shape than mine. So I had to quickly tear my engine down, run it to the machine shop, just to discover that this engine was 20 over. Didn't know that. So here, I got a set of 20 over rings that I ordered for the other engine because I knew it was 20 over. And the cylinders were so shot in this block, there was no possible way to just hone it and put another set of 20 over rings in. It was just not going to happen. So they told me that this block needed to be overboard to at least 30 to 40 over. I already struggled to find a set of 20 over rings as it was. Now I had to track down a set of pistons and rings that are 30 to 40 over. I called a ton of places and couldn't find anything. I can't remember the site that I called, but they had one set of 40 over pistons and rings left on the shelf. So I ended up biting a bullet and paying a lot of money for them, and well, here we are. So this is my, what looks brand new now, 3A. Oh yeah. She's fresh. Looking brand new. Got all new freeze plugs in there. You don't need to worry about the fact that this is on my counter and I need to do dishes. That is not your concern. So, crank was... Actually, this is the crank that came out of the other engine. The crank that came out of this engine, apparently the number 3 main spun and it tore the crank up pretty good. So they recommended using this crank since it was already machined and had an oversized set of bearings in it. So they were able to just polish this crank and put a couple of repair sleeves on here for the bearing, or for the bearings, for the seals, front and rear, you know. So now those are nice and fresh. So the crank looks mint. The rods, these rods came out of the other engine that this crank came out of. So the crank and rods are from the other engine, but this is my original block. So they kind of just refreshened everything, you know. There's my very expensive 40 over pistons. And when I mean very expensive, I mean pistons and rings were $130 shipped. But when you can go on eBay and buy a set of pistons and rings for 50 bucks, that's expensive. And here's my bearings. So you don't need to worry about the fact that it's on my stove now. That's not a problem. But yeah, these are 0.25 millimeter oversized rod bearings and main bearings. These were pretty easy to get on eBay. They're real cheap too. And then here's my ring set and pistons. Kind of funny too. It's amazing how long these were on the shelf for. Look at that date. 97. Thought that was really cool. They've been sitting around that long. And same with these rings. 1999. I thought that was really cool. So that just shows how hard it is to get parts for these cars, because I mean, apparently they quit making parts in the 90s. I just got lucky and these things never left the shelf. Seems most people rebuilt these once and they did a 20 over and that was it. So I don't know, it's kind of hard to find 20 over parts for that reason. So I got really lucky finding that 40 over kit. Yeah, overall I'm pretty happy. This thing looks mint. Wasn't cheap to get done, but well, hopefully it lasts a really long time. Outlives the car would be great. Yeah, you can get in there, why not? I don't feel like flipping it over. So yeah. Hopefully get some videos of this engine getting assembled. I'm hoping my buddy Luke from Michigan can come down and give me a hand with this. I'm itching to get it back in the car though. So I'm going to try and be patient and wait for him, but we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll get Froggy and drop the crank in it and put the main caps on and get that stuff done. And me and him can do the rods and pistons and do all the rings and all that stuff. So yeah, that's my brand new-ish 1.5 3A. And then I decided I want to put an oil pressure gauge on it. So this is my concoction I made here that's going to go here. I can pretty much just put it wherever. That's the sensor for the light. And that's for the hose. So I just kind of pieced that together. Hopefully it fits with all the brackets and I don't have to worry about it. So yeah. I'll post some pictures in the video of what this block used to look like versus how it looks now, because I mean, it's not even the same. It was so bad. I'm actually surprised it was even repairable. So yeah, want to see more? Keep posting.